This is a story of a life full of hope, brutally extinguished just days before a dream was to come true. It's a chilling true crime narrative centered on the murder of Elena Boussiacos. Elena was a single mother, a woman determined to build a better future whose life was stolen in an act of unimaginable betrayal. Her case is a stark reminder that evil can wear a charming face. This story involves layers of deception, the painstaking work of forensic science, and the relentless pursuit of justice by dedicated investigators. It's a case that haunted a community and its police force for years. The killer walked free for half a decade, hidden in plain sight, while the mystery of Elena's disappearance and death remained unsolved. This is the account of how he was finally brought to justice. Elena Boussiacos was a resilient woman, a single mother living in Woodinville, Washington. She was raising her young son, 7-year-old Anthony, with fierce love and dedication. Life hadn't always been easy for Elena. She had endured a painful divorce, a chapter she was determined to move past. She was focused on creating stability and happiness for herself and Anthony. By 1998, Elena made a resolution, a promise to herself to find love again and rebuild her life completely. She was ready for a new beginning, for partnership and a future shared with someone special. She was a woman with plans, with dreams, and with the courage to pursue them despite past setbacks. Her focus was on the future, a future she believed was finally within reach. Elena met Sione Folau-Moiloa at her local gym, a seemingly ordinary encounter that would lead down a dark path. Sione presented himself as a charming, athletic rugby player. He was charismatic and engaging, quickly captivating Elena. He seemed to be everything she was looking for, a strong presence who offered companionship and affection. Their relationship moved quickly, fueled by what Elena believed was genuine connection and shared aspirations. They became serious, and soon, Sione proposed. The engagement led to them moving in together, blending their lives and planning for the future. They set a wedding date, choosing Valentine's Day in 2001, a date symbolizing love and commitment. But beneath Sione's charming exterior lay a dangerous truth. He was not the man he pretended to be, hiding a life built on lies and deceit. The day was Friday, February 2nd, 2001. Elena dropped her son Anthony off at his ex-husband's house for the weekend. It was a routine exchange, a normal part of her life. She then returned home to the house she shared with Sione. The weekend stretched ahead, quiet time before a planned trip. Elena was expected to fly to California the next morning, Saturday, to visit her mother. Her bags were likely packed, her mind on the upcoming visit and the wedding just days away. But Saturday came and went, and Elena never arrived in California. Her mother's calls went unanswered, a growing sense of unease spreading through her family. By Monday, the panic escalated. Elena did not show up to pick Anthony up from school, something she would never do under normal circumstances. This confirmed to her family that something was terribly wrong. It was Sione who eventually filed a missing persons report. He presented himself as a concerned fiancé, worried about Elena's sudden disappearance. However, investigators quickly found inconsistencies in his story. His demeanor and account of events raised immediate red flags, planting the first seeds of suspicion. 2 weeks after Elena was reported missing, a grim discovery was made. Her car was found parked near a sports club, eerily close, just 200 meters from her own home. Inside the trunk of the vehicle, investigators found Elena's body. It was a heartbreaking scene, confirming the family's worst fears. Her body was curled in a fetal position, a posture suggesting she had been forced into the confined space. It was a disturbing image that spoke of violence and desperation. She was dressed in night clothes, not the attire one would wear for a planned trip to California. This detail immediately contradicted Sione's story that she had left the house that morning. The autopsy confirmed the cause of death: strangulation. The brutality of the act was evident in the injuries found on her body. There were brutal bruises on her neck and chest, clear signs of a violent struggle. These injuries painted a picture of her final moments, a desperate fight for life. A crucial item was missing: her engagement ring. This detail would later become significant in unraveling Sione's lies. Investigators also noted an unusual detail about her shoes. The shoelaces were tied in a peculiar pattern, a left loop on one shoe and a right loop on the other. At the time, its importance wasn't fully understood, but it would become a key piece of evidence years later. From the moment Elena was reported missing, Sione Folaumaloa maintained his innocence. He stuck to his story, claiming ignorance and concern. He told investigators that he and Elena were happy, deeply in love, and looking forward to their wedding. He claimed he was asleep when she supposedly left the house that Saturday morning. He suggested that the missing engagement ring must have been stolen, perhaps by someone who abducted her after she left. His narrative was designed to deflect suspicion away from himself. But the detectives assigned to the case were not easily fooled. Sione's story felt rehearsed, his emotions seemed artificial, and the circumstances of Elena's disappearance and the discovery of her body didn't align with his account. Despite their strong suspicions, the initial investigation lacked the definitive evidence needed to charge Sione. Without a clear link placing him at the scene of the crime or proving his involvement, the case stalled. Years passed, and the active investigation slowed. The file remained open, but the leads dried up, and the case of Elena Boussiacos tragically went cold. Her family waited, hoping for answers that seemed increasingly out of reach. The years of waiting ended in 2006. The case of Elena Boussiacos was reopened, assigned to a new team of investigators determined to find justice for her. Leading the renewed effort were two relentless female detectives, Christina Bartlett and her partner. They approached the cold case with fresh eyes and unwavering dedication. They meticulously reviewed every detail of the original investigation, searching for anything that might have been overlooked or that could be re-examined with new technology. The breakthrough came from an unexpected place. It was the unusual detail of Elena's shoelaces that caught their attention. The peculiar way they were tied seemed too specific to be random. Detective Bartlett, through diligent research, discovered that this unusual knot pattern was not common. It matched a specific technique used by some rugby players, a detail that immediately pointed back to Sione Folaumaloa. This seemingly minor detail became a critical piece of the puzzle. It suggested that someone familiar with this technique had handled Elena's shoes after her death. Forensic science provided the crucial confirmation. Touch DNA analysis was performed on the shoelaces, a technology more advanced than what was available in 2001. The DNA results were damning. They confirmed the presence of Sione Folaumaloa's DNA on the laces. This forensic evidence proved conclusively that Sione had handled Elena's shoes. It strongly indicated he had tied them, likely as part of staging the scene after she was already dead. As the investigation intensified, another piece of damning evidence emerged. Investigators discovered that Sione's new wife was wearing Elena's missing engagement ring. This wasn't just a coincidence. It was a trophy, a final insult to Elena's memory. With the new evidence in hand, the full, horrifying truth about Sione Folaumaloa began to unravel. His charming persona was a carefully constructed lie. Sione was not the available, loving fiancé he pretended to be. He was already married when he met Elena, living a double life built on deceit. His history revealed a pattern of infidelity and aggression, a dark side hidden from Elena until it was too late. He was a man who manipulated and controlled. The motive for the murder became tragically clear. Elena had discovered Sione's lies, the truth about his existing marriage and his deception. She confronted him and attempted to leave him, refusing to be a part of his tangled web of lies. This act of defiance sealed her fate. In a fit of rage, Sione snapped. He attacked Elena, brutally strangling her in their home, the place where they were supposed to be building a future together. After the murder, Sione meticulously staged the scene. he dressed Elena in her nightclothes and placed her body in the car trunk, attempting to make it look like she had left for her trip and met with foul play elsewhere. He dumped her body in the trunk of her own car, leaving it near their home, a chilling act of disposal designed to buy him time and mislead investigators. He then calmly filed the missing person report, playing the role of the grieving fiancé. But the truth, aided by forensic science and dedicated detective work, finally caught up to him. In 2006, Sione Folamualoa was finally arrested and brought to trial. He was convicted of second-degree murder for the death of Elena Boussiacos. The evidence, particularly the shoelace DNA in the ring, was overwhelming. Sione was sentenced to 16 years in prison. For many, including Elena's heartbroken family, the punishment felt far too lenient for the life he had taken and the years of pain he had caused. Elena Boussiacos' story serves as a terrifying reminder that evil often hides behind a mask of charm and charisma. The people closest to us can sometimes be the most dangerous. Her tragic fate underscores the critical importance of trusting your instincts. If something feels wrong in a relationship, it often is. It teaches us to recognize the red flags in relationships, the signs of manipulation, control, and dishonesty that can escalate to violence. Ignoring these warnings can have devastating consequences. The case also highlights the invaluable power of forensic science. Details that seem insignificant at first, like a peculiar knot, can become the key to unlocking a mystery years later. It is a testament to the dedication of investigators like Christina Bartlett and her partner, who refused to let Elena's case fade into obscurity. Their persistence brought a killer to justice. Elena's murder underscores the devastating impact of domestic violence and intimate partner homicide. It is a crime that shatters families and leaves behind unimaginable grief. Her story ensures that Elena Boussiacos is not forgotten. It highlights the enduring pursuit of justice for victims like her, reminding us that their lives mattered and their stories deserve to be told. What do you think? Was 16 years enough for this crime? Let us know in the comments. If you found this story gripping, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon for more shocking true crime cases. Stay safe, and we'll see you in the next investigation.